Good evening, baseball fans. How are you doing on this fine Sunday? Hello. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got Vlad never wanting to play for the Yankees. We got Masataka Yoshida hitting 2 home runs in 1 inning. That put a smile on my face today. Adolis Garcia having a historic night this past weekend. The Astros sweeping the Braves in a World Series rematch. I don't think the Rays are ever going to really lose, ever. How many losses are the Rays going to get this year? I'm going to say 10. Is that a good bet? 10? How's that sound? The Pirates are awesome. They win again. I love the Pirates. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get to it. Baseball fans, hello. A lot of familiar faces in the chat, as always. I say that every single time because it's true. There's always familiar faces here in the chat. How you doing, everyone? We got Odd Villain here. He's watching his Mets right now. We got All Around Lacey. How you doing? Rays fan 42. He's a happy boy. Because the Rays just never lose. Who else we got in here? Analytical side of sports. How you doing? Dogustine, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Who else we got? We got moderators. We got members. We had a couple super chats as well from Michael Yench earlier. Let me actually read those right now because my potato brain will forget. It's been a busy weekend. I've just been nonstop this weekend. My brain hurts. I feel like I've just haven't had time to just sit down and do anything until I got ready for the stream tonight. I was at the gym today. My back hurts. Everything hurts. My body just hurts. I'm tired. I'm an old man over here. I'm just breaking everywhere, and my brain hurts. Did I say my brain hurts? It hurts. Anyway, Michael Yanks, how you doing? Let me read these super chats before I forget. He says here, my Padres exposed the D-backs this weekend. The Padres did look good. They did look good this weekend. I'm not gonna lie. They look like how the Padres should look. And Michael Yench also says here, another $5 super chat. Plus, Tatis is officially back. It feels like it's like this offense, it was already good without him, and all of a sudden he comes back, and it just fixed their problems. I don't know what's going on here. Ballcap Sports is here. Ballcap, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? Good show earlier. I know a lot of people are from that show coming on over here, so welcome everyone from Ballcap Nation. How you doing, everyone? How we doing, everyone? How you doing? We got a lot of baseball this weekend to talk about. My Red Sox, man, they really came through today. Huge inning late in the game today. I was afraid of a loss, and then all of a sudden, Justin Turner making us Gingers look really good. And then Masataka Yoshida, he basically just said to all of those Major League Baseball executives that the Red Sox overpaid for him, he basically just said, screw you, I'm going to hit 2 home runs in 1 inning with a grand slam, so eat my shorts. That was awesome. Man, what a game that was. We'll talk about the Red Sox and the Brewers. We got the Orioles with a couple of walk-off wins this weekend. Vlad Jr. hating the Yankees. I love it. Vlad Jr. is now officially one of my favorite players because he hates the Yankees just as much as I do. Isn't that great? The Dodgers and the Cubs, they had a fun series this weekend. Drew Smiley was coming close on a no-hitter. Didn't quite get it. Eduardo Rodriguez was flirting with perfection today against the Baltimore Orioles. So, hey, got some good pitching this weekend. We got a ton of offense. The Rangers this weekend. Listen, I'm not trying to get ahead of myself here. But the Rangers, they look good. I'm just like, they're looking like a team that's going to win 95 games. Like, I know a lot of people are thinking, all right, maybe, 84, 85 wins tops for the Rangers this year. But No, they're looking like a team that's going to just win 100 games and then take your lunch while doing it. Like, are you kidding me? The Rangers look really good right now. The Pirates are 15-7. What the heck is going on with the Pirates? And my goodness, Vince Velasquez is pitching like just someone really good. I mean, my goodness, Vince Velasquez, what the heck is going on with him? He just pitched a beauty today. We had a really cool call-up today as well with the Pirates. I'm sure most of you have seen that already, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. A lot to talk about. A lot of baseball this weekend. Everyone, thank you for joining me tonight to talk all the baseball tonight. But before I do get started, if you are new to the channel, think about subscribing down below. Everyone, we got a like goal tonight. I need you all to help me with the likes. Let's get to 100 likes. If you like my face, if you like my potato face that just sits here at my desk and talks baseball, hit that like button for me. That's all I ask. If you can, hit the bell notification, share the stream as well. Also, tonight's show is brought to you by Sorare Fantasy Baseball. Stay tuned halfway through the show. We'll go over my fantasy team, and we'll talk about how you can go get started with Sorare Fantasy Baseball. Very excited to be partners with them this season. And don't forget, we are partners here with BetOnline. Use the code BLEAV, and you'll get a 50% welcome bonus for all of your sports betting needs, whether that's baseball, basketball, hockey, UFC, golf, whatever it may be. Go check out BetOnline. Again, use the code BLEAV, BLEAV, get a 50% welcome bonus. And everyone, I will announce this a couple of times in the show, but next week, next Sunday night, are you ready? Big announcement. I'm pretty sure some of you already know what it is by now, but big announcement. Drum roll, please. I'm not actually hitting a drum. I'm hitting my desk. Here we go. Power rankings are back next Sunday. I can't wait to make all of you mad in the chat when I put your team lower than another team, and then you all just start yelling at me in the chat. It's going to be a great time. Power rankings return next Sunday, so mark your calendars. We're probably looking around maybe 9 p.m. every Sunday, 9:30, somewhere in that range. So, but I know some of you have been asking about the power rankings. That was a weekly show that we've done for the last couple of years, and I always like to wait about a month to kind of, instead of just diving in the first week, I'll do my preseason power rankings. I'll do that. Well, actually, I don't even really count those as power rankings. They're more like tiers, if anything. But actually, like 1 through 30, that will start Sunday. I like to wait. I like to wait about a month. I just need to, I don't know, for me personally, I just need to see a team play more than 10 games. I need to see a full month of baseball, really kind of wrap my head around things. I mean, how many times have we seen teams, they look great through the first 5 games of the season, and then they just fall off the face of the planet? But look at Oakland. Oakland on the first game beating the Angels. Everyone's like, "Wow, Oakland, they're gonna go crazy this year." And now they've lost 20 games already. They're gonna be moving to Vegas here eventually. So, again, I like to wait a month. So next Sunday, be here or don't be here. That's fine as well. All right, everyone, let's get to it here. Where should we start? I mean, honestly, I think it's pretty fitting to, I think we got to just start with the Rays. We got to pay respect here because this team is just good. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, what else is there really to say about the Tampa Bay Rays? It's just, I don't know, man. They're 19-3. If you haven't seen it, I put up a short. I'm trying to do some more shorts. I'm not the best at them. They're not my forte, I would say. But I did post a short this past weekend because if you remember, if you go back to my preseason predictions, I did not have the Rays making the playoffs. Well, that is looking really bad right now. That is looking horrible. And I can't wait to make a video at the end of the year saying how awful of a pick that was. But, actually, it's funny here because I got 2 bold predictions in one package right here. I had the White Sox winning the Central this year, and I had the Rays not making the playoffs. I mean, I got to start here. I mean, this is just, it's just perfect, honestly. But I mean, there's really not a whole lot to say about this series. The Rays getting the sweep here, 19-3 on the year. They're undefeated at home. I'm never going to Tropicana Field, ever. I refuse. I will not go to Tropicana Field. I'm done. I can't do it because every time I go to Tropicana Field and they're playing my Red Sox, they always lose. And I don't even know if they're ever going to lose again at Tropicana Field. It is just nuts. They've now homered in 22 straight games. It is just, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, my goodness. But today, it was really just all Rays in this one. They scored early on, scored 3 in the second there. Luke Raley had a home run in the second inning. That was when the record was set. And then Eflin, he just pitched great. He had 5 solid innings today. You know, Zach Eflin, this is a guy, if he's healthy, he's just going to be really solid. You know, he's great with the Phillies when he's healthy, you know, but he looked good today. But like I said, big second inning here. Raley had the 2-run home run. Yandy Diaz had the ground out. And then Ramirez had the home run in the third for the Rays. Good pitching overall from Eflin in the bullpen. And that was all she wrote. Friday night's game, they got home runs from Ramirez, Lau, and Betancourt. Saturday, Arozarena had the walk-off base hit in the 10th. This Rays team is just clicking, man. I was thinking there for a second. I'm like, all right, is this Rays team kind of coming back down to earth a little bit? And no. They laughed in my face when I thought that. And so the Rays are really good, everyone. They're very good. So next up for the Rays, though, they got a tough task. They got the Astros next. And, hey, we'll talk about the Astros here in just a little bit. But that's going to be a really good series. I'm actually really excited for that one. That is definitely going to be must watch this coming week. And as for the White Sox, they got the Blue Jays coming up next. So let's shift gears. Let's talk about the Blue Jays because Vlad Jr. is now one of my favorite players in Major League Baseball because he hates the Yankees. Well, he has said it before. He said he would never play for the Yankees, but he's doubled down now. And it's just kind of it's just really funny to me. You know, it's very it's just kind of one of those things you don't ever really see a player say things like that about how they would never play for a certain team. But if you go back years back with Vlad Sr., if you go back to before the 2004 season, remember the Yankees, they signed Gary Sheffield. And I remember going into that year, I'm looking at this Yankee lineup and it's got Gary Sheffield in it. I'm thinking, what the heck is going on with this lineup? You just traded for A-Rod. You signed Gary Sheffield. You had Jeter. You had Matsui. You had Bernie Williams in that lineup. I mean, my goodness. That lineup was it was insane looking at that lineup. I got to do a video on that Yankee team because that 2004 Yankees team, everyone forgets about it because obviously that was the year the Red Sox ended the curse. But that lineup in 2004 with the Yankees was just insane. But Gary Sheffield was really good for the Yankees that year. But just imagine, what if they had signed Vladimir Guerrero? That would have been nuts. Remember Vlad winning the MVP in 2004, but he was in negotiations with the Yankees that year, and George Steinbrenner just preferred Gary Sheffield in the end. Vlad was the younger guy. Gary Sheffield ended up being really good, so I guess it's like really it didn't really matter all that much, but I mean, Vlad, that arm in the outfield he would have brought to that team. Oh, my goodness. Man. Anyway, but it looks like Vlad Jr., he really took that to heart. I don't know if there's anything else going on. Maybe they had, agreed to a contract or something at the time. Or, I don't know, maybe the Yankees, backed out. Maybe, that news, never got out or something. Vlad, he basically said it was something personal. But he's never really gone into detail. He says here, it's a personal thing. It goes back with my family. That's my decision, and I will never change that. I mean, he even went on to say here, when asked if he ever played for the Yankees at that time, he went on to say, no, not even dead. That is just hilarious to me. But I'm guessing it had to do with something with the negotiations with Vlad Guerrero. So who knows? Will that ever come out? I don't know. But Well, George Steinbrenner is still no longer around, but you still got Hal Steinbrenner there. So it's he does not like the Steinbrenners over in Yankee land. But as for this series, good series win for the Blue Jays here this past weekend. Today, hey, Vlad, he put his money where his mouth was. Had a 2-run home run today. Dalton Varsho had a home run in the 6th inning. Those two really got the offense going for the Blue Jays today. They tacked on another one in the 7th inning. Gausman was absolutely fantastic today. That's my Cy Young pick in the American League. Gausman is just looking really good right now. 7 innings, 3 hits, 11 Ks. This dude's splitter was just on another level today. Also, Kevin Gausman was wearing some great shoes today. My goodness, he just had like the powder blue everything today. Gausman is just nasty. My goodness. Just a complete win for the Blue Jays today. For the Yankees, they got a good start from Clark Schmidt. Finally, Clark Schmidt was actually looking pretty good. Faded there, in the 6th inning. That's when he got pulled. But give it up for Clark Schmidt. Had a decent start on Friday. The Blue Jays won that one as well. Vlad had another home run in that game. Brandon Belt had a homer. And Yusei Kikuchi had a start, man. 6 innings, only give up a run. Man, good pitching from the Blue Jays this weekend. And that even included Alek Manoah yesterday, and that was in a tough luck loss. Alek Manoah looked really good. He went 7 innings, 2 hits allowed, 5 Ks, which is hilarious because this past weekend, I put up 2 videos. If you have not seen those videos, please go check them out. My most disappointing players so far and my most surprising players so far. Please, if you can, if you got the time, go take a watch. But in the most disappointing players video, I had Alek Manoah in that video because he had just been awful so far this year. He was just walking a ton of guys. Looked like he's probably just working through whatever, maybe something mechanical, but he had a really good start today. So I guess he watched yesterday, I guess he watched my video or he caught wind of it. I don't know. He just said, all right, who the heck's this Robbie Hyde guy? This goofy ginger sitting at his desk. I'm gonna show him. Yeah, he really had a good start. Garrett Cole, actually, he was really good. He was good, but it wasn't what Garrett Cole has looked like this year. He went into the 6th inning, 5 2/3, struck out 4. It wasn't that typical Garrett Cole dominant start that we've seen so far this month. So, but in the end, it was enough because Volpe in that game had a 2-run home run in the 8th inning. That was a clutch home run. Anthony Volpe he's just got something about him, doesn't he? He's got something. He's just, I don't know what it is. He just has like this intangible. He kind of is almost Derek Jeter-like, I don't want to compare him to Derek Jeter. Anthony Volpe is Anthony Volpe. But he just has like that little something about him, But Jansen, he tied it in the 9th with a 2-run shot. And then DJ LeMahieu in the end got the walk-off hit for the Yankees in the bottom of the 9th. But in the end, the Blue Jays win the series. They look good. They look good in the series. So both teams, both at 13-9, but the Rays are that good right now, so these two teams are just beating each other up while the Rays are just laughing them all the way to the bank. So coming up next for the Yankees, they're going on the road against the Twins, and the White Sox, like I just mentioned, will be playing the Blue Jays in Toronto. So let's see if Toronto can keep the momentum going. Let me just get this one out of the way really quick. Not a whole lot to talk about with this one. We got the Twins. We got the Nationals. The Nationals actually did win this series. They won the first 2 games of the series, but the Twins did salvage game 3 today. Polanco looked great. 3 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs today. Bailey Ober, really good start for the Twins, 5 2/3, only give up 3 hits. But the Nationals, took it to the Twins this weekend. Got the win on Saturday. Joey Meneses, 4 for 6, a double and 2 RBIs on Saturday. Oh my goodness. Victor Robles had himself a game yesterday as well. Had a triple and a double. The Nationals picking up the win on Saturday. And on Friday, Joey Meneses again. Home run in the 7th inning. Lane Thomas, Kyber Ruiz, base hits in the 8th inning. And that led to a series win for the Nationals. My goodness, hey, look at the Nationals winning a series. Man, this Nationals team, obviously they're not really close to competing, but they got, what the heck is going on right now? I just activated Siri on my phone. That scared the crap out of me. I just heard someone talking. And I'm like, who is in my apartment right now? And it's Siri. My goodness. That just scared the crap out of me. everyone. My goodness. I just almost died. Anyway, where was I? Next series. Or I was saying for the Nationals. They got a couple of guys here. Kyber Ruiz, Meneses is always going to be fun. Candelario, Abrams, fun young player. Look at Victor Robles. I wonder if Victor Robles will be a trade chip at the deadline. I wonder about that. He's hitting .290 so far this year. Could be a guy, play some center field for a team down the stretch. So have to wait and see. But moving on here. Moving on. Actually, you know what? Let me actually go to, hold on a second. Who pitched? Corbin pitched for the Nationals today. 6 innings, 6 Ks, gave up the 2 home runs. Patrick Corbin, a minuscule 5.88 ERA. Give it up for Patrick Corbin. Trying to turn things around in his career. But let's move on here. Let's actually go to the game that actually just went final not too long ago. Giants picking up the win tonight against the Mets in San Fran. But the Mets... So it looks like, so the Giants win the series. So that was a 3-game series. Yeah. So yeah, Giants win the series. Or was that a 4-game? Why am I going blank here? I think it was a 3-game series. I just want to make sure. Why am I going blank on this one? Did they play Thursday night? It was a 4-game series. I'm not going crazy. My goodness. But so it looks like, yeah, we got a split in this series. My goodness. My brain is not working right now. But Lucchesi with the Mets. He came back on Friday after being out for a long time, and he looked really good. Holy cow. He went 7 innings, 4 hits, had 9 Ks on Friday night. Pete Alonso had a heck of a series in this one. Man. Pete Alonso was just going nuts. On Thursday, the Mets picked up the win there, 9-4. Senga pitched in that game, 5 innings, 4 earned. But Alonso, 2-run shot, had 4 RBIs in that one. Man, Alonso, and on a Friday night, home run, 4 RBIs. He had 8 RBIs in the first 2 games of this series. The Giants picked up the win yesterday. Logan Webb looked really good, 7 innings, 2 earned, 8 Ks. And then tonight, it was McGill against Stripling. So let's go through this. Because I was not keeping track of this game tonight because I was getting ready for the stream. So Jock Peterson got it started in the first, had an RBI base hit. Tyro Estrada had a home run in the bottom of the second that made it 2-0. Francisco Lindor doubled in the top of the third that made it 2-1. Mark Canha had a sac fly that tied it up. Brandon Nimmo had another sac fly that made it 3-2. In the bottom of the fourth, Blake Sable tied it with a base hit that made it 3-3. Brett Wisely had a ground out that scored a runner. So the Giants took the lead there. Francisco Alvarez, hey, first home run for him. Tied it 4-4. But Mike Yastrzemski with the big blow in the 8th inning tonight. A double that made it 5-4. And then Duvall came in and got the save. So overall, good game for the Giants here. I don't really see the Giants doing too much. But hey, the Mets have been playing some good baseball for the Giants to get the split in this series. That's not too bad. Actually, let me go check on Alonso. What did he do? He went 0 in this one. So he started off really hot in this series, and he cooled off in this the next couple of games. So overall, for the Mets and the Giants, there is a split here. For the Mets, they got the Nationals coming up, and the Giants have the Cardinals for 4 games. So let's move into the Cardinals and the Mariners. Let's take a look here. So, 2 teams off to slow starts this year. And but the Cardinals, they definitely had some offense in this series. Going over today's game, DeYoung and Newt Barr, they had big games in this one. DeYoung went 3 for 4 with a homer. Newt Barr, he went 3 for 5 with a home run in today's game. And Nolan Gorman, man, this guy is just off the charts right now. He homered again today, had a 6 home run. And Jack Flaherty. Could Jack Flaherty be a comeback player of the year? I mean, I'm just saying, he's looking really good. Remember, he was walking guys left and right in the first couple of starts. And the last couple of games here he's pitched, he's looked good. He struck out 9 today through 6, a 3.29 ERA. Saying here, Charles Rohard, Jack didn't have a great start if you watched. Numbers look good, though. I felt like that's what it was in the last one, too. The umps he was getting some favorable calls, like some pitches where, strikeout pitches were a little on the outside, but the umps were giving it to him. Hey, either way, I mean, even if he didn't have his best stuff today, I mean, hey, and the numbers look good. Yeah, if the numbers look good, they look good. So, but let me actually pull up Jack Flaherty on Fangraphs. So let's go take a look at what his FIP is looking like. ERA is one thing, but let's actually see the FIP. You all know me. I like FIP. So taking a look at Jack Flaherty. This is not counting today. Yeah, so you're onto something, Charles Rojar. His FIP coming into today, his ERA was a 2.95, but the FIP is a 5.51. So, yeah, I can see where you're coming from here. Let's actually pull up Jack Flaherty on StatCast. Let's see what's going on so far. What do we got here? Jack Flaherty. Either way, I'm glad the numbers are at least looking pretty good. He's getting okay. He's doing all right with the exit velocity. The expected ERA is low. He's not getting a ton of K. He got 9 Ks today, so this I feel like should bump up a little bit. He's not doing well with the walks. Man, he's in the second percentile with walks, so he's not getting a lot of guys to chase either. So I'd have to. Again, I didn't watch this one, so I'm gonna have to go back and kind of just look at some highlights and just see. I do remember the last start he had. I don't know. He just wasn't looking great. I don't know what it is. Like, is he just getting some deception there, or is he just fooling guys? I don't know. He didn't look amazing in his last start, but he had good numbers overall. So, anyway, let's move on here. But yeah, the Cardinals winning this one 7-3 today. Jared Kelenic, 6 home run today. Jared Kelenic, man, he's looking great. Really good so far. I mean, like I said, I just did a video this past weekend, most surprising, most disappointing players. And Jared Kelenic was on one of my most surprising players, just because of how just bad he has been the last couple of years in the majors, but he is figuring it out. So far, hitting .319 on the year. The slash line overall looking really good for him. So, but overall, the Cardinals getting the win here today. Going back to Friday night, the Mariners did pick up the win 5-2. Teoscar Hernandez had a good series in this one, especially in the first couple of games. On Friday night, Teoscar Hernandez went 2 for 3, had a home run in the 4th inning. Pollock, he broke the tie in the 6th inning with a 2 RBI base hit. And Kirby, 6 innings, 2 earned, 5 Ks. Mariners, it was a complete win for them on Friday. And on Saturday, the Mariners picked up the win again, 5-4. For the Cardinals, Contreras and Gorman, who I said is looking really good, they doubled. They made it 3-1 early in that game. But Teoscar Hernandez, like I said, big series for him, hit his 5th home run. That tied the game in the 6th. Eugenio Suarez had a base hit that scored 2 in the 7th. And then Miles Mikolas, this was a guy that I had one of my most disappointing players so far. I guess maybe he watched the video too. I don't know, because he looked okay in this one. 5 innings, 3 earned, gave up a couple of home runs. But hey, if you're a Cardinals fan, I think you got to take that with, what he's been giving you so far this year. I mean, that's his best start so far this year. He has not looked good. Luis Castillo for the Mariners, I guess he fared a little better. 5 innings, he struck out 8, but he gave up 3 earned as well. So not amazing starting pitching in this one on Saturday, but the Mariners, they walked away with the win there. So like I said, coming up for the Cardinals, they have the Giants, and for the Mariners, we got the Phillies. So let's move on to the Phillies and the Rockies. The Rockies picked up the win in game 1, but then the Phillies, they just said, all right, we're not losing to the Rockies anymore. We're going to win the next 3, and that's exactly what they did. Zach Wheeler was out of his mind today. Oh, my. I was seeing some of the highlights from Zach Wheeler today as just going through the day, and wow. Some of his pictures were just downright nasty. Like, this guy, I don't know what the heck was going on with this guy. He had his Wheaties because everything was looking really good. He went 6 innings, gave up 3, but he struck out 11 on the day. That's really good, man. Trey Turner had a home run in the 1st inning. Marsh, Stott, Bohm, they had each 2 RBIs today. Just a lot of offense for the Phillies in this one today. Yesterday, Nick Castellanos. Hey, Castellanos is looking all right here, everyone. I think we were all a little worried about Castellanos coming into the year, because he just had himself a pretty rough year last year. But 2 home runs in yesterday's game. That was actually his first 2 home runs of the year. But so far, Nick Castellanos hitting .307 on the year, a .378 on base, and .867 OPS total. Philly fans, you got to be happy about that, especially with what he was giving you last year. But back to the game yesterday. Hey, Christian Pache, 2-run home run. Hey, Christian Pache. He's doing something. He's doing something. Brandon Marsh, this guy just continues to hit. This guy's out of his mind. He had a triple in yesterday's game. Taking a look at the slash line here. I mean, this guy's nuts. Hitting .364, a .455 on base, OPS above a 1,200. Are you kidding me? Brandon Marsh. Man, the Brandon Marsh show has arrived. Friday night, Aaron Nola looked good. Probably his best start of the year. 7 innings, gave up 3. Schwarber, he homered in the 7th to tie it. And Edmundo Sosa had an RBI base hit in the 8th. Ended up being the winning hit. Hey, the Phillies, good bounce back series for them. You know, they've just been, kind of like the Astros, right? Bit of a World Series hangover. The losing team in the World Series can have a hangover as well. Hey, the Phillies are proving that. But the Phillies, they took care of business here. They needed this series win because they were not looking too great coming into this series. So, like I said, the Phillies, they got the Mariners coming up next, and the Rockies got the Guardians coming up next. So, let's move on to the Guardians and the Marlins. Coming into this one, I thought this was a pretty fun-looking series. 2 small market teams, good young players. I actually was keeping my eyes on this one. Ended up being a pretty fun one. For the Guardians today, Logan Allen got his debut. Number 8 prospect for the Guardians getting called up today. 6 innings, 8 Ks. That's quite a dandy major league debut, if you asked me. Coming into today, he had 3 starts at AAA, 14 1/3 innings pitched, a 1.26 ERA, struck out 20 guys over the 14 innings. Logan Allen was definitely ready for the major leagues. And I feel like, honestly, the Guardians, that's kind of one area I was a little unsure about, was starting pitching. I love me some Shane Bieber. I love me some Tristan McKenzie. But sure, Savali, fine. But I feel like they need a little more beef with the starting pitching. And, hey, definitely a good game here for Logan Allen. Let's see if he can keep it up here. But Jose Ramirez, J-Ram, good game for him today. 2 for 4, 2-run home run. Eddie Rosario had a massive game today. 4 for 5, had a triple. Oh, I can't talk. A triple, a double, scored 4 runs. Had a stolen base. And look at Josh Bell. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep plugging the videos that I made this past weekend, but I'm just saying, 3 guys on that video for the most disappointing players so far have now responded. Josh Bell was on that video, and he had himself quite a good series. He went 3 for 4 today, had a home run, a double, had a walk, 2 RBIs. He had a good game yesterday as well. Man, Josh Bell waking up here. I mean, he's been slow. He's been slow to start things off. But overall, good game for the Guardians today. The Marlins scored a few, but that wasn't really going to do a whole lot for them with this Guardians offense clicking today. For the Marlins, though, they did win the first 2 games of this series. It was actually a doubleheader yesterday in Game 1. Hey, give it up for De La Cruz, man. De La Cruz on the Marlins. Listen, I told all of you coming into this year, and I'm going to keep saying it every single time, but I told all of you, look out for Brian De La Cruz, because he had some good advanced numbers last year, and the numbers are popping off here. He's hitting .314 so far, a .364 on base, .835 OPS. In Game 1 yesterday, he went 2 for 3 with a home run. In Game 2, he went 3 for 5, had 3 doubles. Man, he is just nuts. Right now, he has 5 doubles on the year. Guy's going crazy. Man, Brian De La Cruz. But the Marlins did win the first couple of games, or the first 2 games of the series. It was a doubleheader. What else ended up happening? Yeah, so for the Marlins in Game 1, they had a big 7th inning that helped pad the lead. That led them to the win. And in Game 2, Like I said, De La Cruz had himself a really good game there. But Garrett Hampson, a couple of RBIs on a base hit in the 6th inning that gave the Marlins the lead, and they never looked back after that. So, yeah, sure, the Guardians won today, but Marlins win the series. The Marlins have been looking really solid so far. I'm not going to be surprised at all. If they're in that wild card picture, I'm not going to be surprised. It's a good team. You know, I guess this is just going to be a night I'm plugging videos. So I did one video about a month ago, teams that could shock the world. I have the Marlins in that. And I just like this Marlins team. It's a better offense this year. Jorge Soler had 3 hits today, actually. He's having a good season so far. They got more bats in this lineup. The pitching is good. They got some more arms in that bullpen as well. Matt Barnes actually pitched today. Matt Barnes, Red Sox legend, has been looking pretty good so far for the Marlins. 9 games. He's got 9 strikeouts through 9 1/3 innings pitched, a 1.93 ERA. So Matt Barnes has been a good addition for them. The bullpen is looking a little better for the Marlins right now. Luzardo got the loss today. He didn't look terrible overall, but I just like this Marlins team. I think it's pretty solid. So next up for the Guardians, they got the Rockies, and the Marlins got the Braves. So let's move on to the Braves and the Astros. This was all Astros, everyone. A huge sweep. And the Braves bullpen was really the Achilles heel of this team this past weekend. They had some good starting pitching. Max Fried looked really good. I believe Bryce Elder pitched in game 1, or was it Kyle Wright? I can't remember. But I feel like Bryce Elder pitched fine, and then Kyle Wright, he got knocked around a little bit. But in the end, the Braves bullpen, they just really came up short late in the games in this series. And really good starting pitching today. Max Fried, Christian Javier, they were dueling a little bit. Fried went into the 7th inning, 6 2/3, gave up no runs. Javier, 6 innings for him, struck out 10. So really good starting pitching for both of these teams today. Atlanta, they had a 2-0 lead going into the 8th inning, but then the Astros just came alive. Yordan Alvarez had himself a series in this one, ladies and gentlemen. He tied it in the 8th inning, had a 2 RBI base hit. Corey Julks, man. He has been a really fun player for the Astros so far. And pulling him up here, he's hitting .327 on the year so far. Corey Julks. Man. A .333 on base, 824 OPS, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. He's been a fun player. So he came through in a big spot there in the 9th inning. That gave the Astros the lead. Bregman, he added on a couple more RBIs later in the game, or later on after that. They made it 5-2, and led to the win. Saturday, the Astros won that one 6-3. It was thanks to a big 6th inning. Alvarez, Tucker, they had homers. Valdez, 7 innings pitched, 3 earned, 9 strikeouts. Just a good, complete team win for the Astros. And then on Friday, Atlanta, they jumped out to a 4-1 lead in the first. Riley, Albies, and Grissom, they drove in the runs there. But, again, a big inning for the Astros. That's kind of what the Astros did in this series, just big innings overall. Yainer Diaz, Jake Myers, Dubon has been filling in well for Jose Altuve. They had RBIs to tie the game, and then Yordan Alvarez, home run in the top of the 9th. They ended up winning the game. Just a good series for the Astros. Just a resilient series for them. And this is against a Braves team that people were saying, hey, this Braves team is, probably number 1 in the power ranking. I think most people had the Braves in the number 1 spot in their power rankings last week ahead of the Rays. And the Astros, I wouldn't say this is like a statement series win. I think it's just more, I guess you could say it. I guess you could say it's a statement, but like in a different way, where they're like, all right, it's not like one of those where it's like, okay, we've arrived. But no, it's more like the Astros are saying like, all right, we haven't gone anywhere, everyone. We're fine. We're okay. So, buckle your seatbelts. We're still the Houston Astros over here. So they're looking all right here. Looking all right. They're going to be going up against the Rays, like I mentioned earlier. That's going to be a really fun series. 2 teams coming off sweeps. I'm excited for that one. I'm really excited. Let's actually pull up the pitching matchups for that. Let's go to the Astros. Let's take a look here. So that's in Tampa, I believe. Yeah. So it's going to be Jose Urquidy, Taj Bradley in game 1, Luis Garcia versus Drew Rasmussen in game 2, and Hunter Brown against Calvin Falker in game 3. Ooh, man, it would have been fun if we had Hunter Brown and Taj Bradley. Man, that would have been a fun pitching matchup. Oh, well, we're not going to get that. But that's going to be a good series overall. I'm excited for it. So moving on here. Let's stay in Texas. Let's go talk about the Texas Rangers. What in the world? The Texas Rangers, I mean, I'm just saying, they're looking like they're going to be winning a World Series this year, everyone. DeGrom looked really good today. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even want to really, this game, whatever. I mean, DeGrom pitching, I mean, come on. If DeGrom's pitching, you're going to be winning this game against the A's. That's pretty much done. I want to go here to the game yesterday. This game was nuts. No, I don't want the New York Rangers schedule. Actually, we got to take a look at the NHL playoffs at some point here during tonight's show. Got to get an update. I haven't looked at the bracket here. But let's go. Here we go. So the A's did win game 1. So I got to give the A's a little credit there. They picked up the win on Friday night. It was their 4th win of the season, and had a bit of a story there. Jordan Diaz, number 4 prospect for the A's, he got his first home run in that game. So, hey, good news for the A's. Not a whole lot of good news for the A's lately, but the Rangers in this one, they just blew the roof off of the place. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of scoring here. I gotta try and get through this the best I can. I mean, the star of the show on Saturday night was Adolis Garcia. Holy crap, what a game he had. He went 5 for 5, 3 homers, 2 doubles, 8 RBIs. That's nuts. Fujinami, listen, okay, I'm talking about the Rangers right now, but okay, Fujinami, I think this guy's got to, I got to pull up K. Igawa. K. Igawa stats. Because right now, I think Fujinami is giving K. Igawa a run for the worst player out of Japan. Michael Yanch. Oh, did I forget 2 super chats? I didn't even see him. I'll get right to him, Michael. Thank you for that. K. Igawa, Yankee legend. Oh man, Josh is in the chat. He loves K. Igawa. I think Josh has a K. Igawa jersey in his closet somewhere. But man, look at these juicy numbers here. 16 games, ERA of a 6.66. So that's a great number. Man, this was the Yankees' answer to Daisuke Matsuzaka. This is hilarious. This is awesome. But right now, Shintaro Fujinami, he is getting wrecked. I think he might end up displacing K. Igawa as the worst pitcher out of Japan. This is really bad. I mean, I'm just saying here. He's got 4 starts, so he's given up. So he's got 12 Ks through 15 innings. So he's doing better with the strikeouts per 9. So I give him that. Hitters are hitting .302 against Fujinami. K. Igawa. What was the batting average against? I don't know. I can't find it on here. Oh, here it is. So, man, he pitched 4 innings in 2008. How many hits did he give up in those 4 innings? Well, the Yankees basically said, all right, forget this guy. Look at the slash line against K. Igawa in 2007. 279 batting average, a 374 on base, a 533 slugging. Like, if you put those numbers up on a screen and just said, like, hey, guess this player, you'd be like, oh man, that's a really good looking player right there. That's a good looking slash line. Nope, that's the slash line against K. Igawa. So Fujinami is having a really tough time right now. I feel pretty bad for the guy, but that ERA is looking really rough. So anyway, back to the Rangers. This offense was just going crazy. But like I said, Adolis Garcia, he was the star of the show in this one. 5 for 5, 3 homers, 2 doubles, 8 RBIs. He's the 4th player in history with 3 home runs and 2 doubles in one game, and he's the first in the American League. So, history. Gotta love history. The other 3 guys that have done that, Chris Bryant, Alex Dickerson, and Matt Carpenter. So, actually, I was kind of surprised about that one, honestly. I was like, wow, those are all pretty recent. But speaking of the Yankees, Yankee legend Ezekiel Duran had a good game here as well. Had a home run, 2 for 2. There was just offense all over the place here. I mean, let me just go to the box score. Semien, 2 RBIs. Lowe, he went 2 for 4. Young went 2 for 6 with a couple ribbies. Jonah Heim, couple RBIs. I mean, my goodness. It was just offense all over the place with the Rangers. 18 runs. Listen, everyone, this Rangers team, I know it's the A's. I'm not going to go crazy here. But then again, it's like, but when you look at this Rangers team, it's a good team. Like, I don't know. It's not like it's not like when you look at this team and they're like exceeding expectations or something. Like, I don't know. I don't think they are. I think this is just a good team. I think the key for this Rangers team right now is just staying healthy. I really do. I mean, because they got a full rotation. This bullpen has been stepping up for the Rangers. I don't know, man. This offense, and they got Bruce Bochy. Got a good manager. I think this Rangers team is for real. Honestly, I really, I think we should start to we should start to be showing respect to the Texas Rangers. The Houston Astros little brothers, I think, are here to play, and I think teams should be scared of this lineup, especially if DeGrom is at his best and he's healthy. Oof, I don't know, man. Nathan Eovaldi, he's been looking all right. Kind of up and down so far. Perez as well. I like this Rangers team. I like it. But also in this one, I talked about the other night too. The A's won game 1, but the Rangers taking care of business in games 2 and 3. So coming up for the Rangers next, they got the Reds, and then the A's, they're going to Anaheim to play the Angels. So let's talk about the Angels and the Royals. Back-to-back home runs today. This is actually the game yesterday for the Angels. That was a bummer, man. They had the game pretty much in the bag at the end of the game, and then the Royals ended up coming back and winning it. But the Angels today, they bounced back-to-back home runs for Ward, Trout, and Ohtani. There's the samurai hat on Ohtani. Gotta love it. Reed Detmers looked pretty good here today. 5 2/3, 2 earned, 6 Ks. Funny enough, you know how good Ohtani is? He doesn't just hit bombs. He doesn't just throw 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. He also beats out ground balls to first base. Did anyone see that today? It was just a ground ball to the... I don't even know. Did they even have the highlight here? Like, it was just ridiculous. It was like, I couldn't even... I'm just like, are you serious? Where is it? I guess they don't have it. But it was just a ground ball to first base. I mean, the first baseman was off the bag a little bit, but Ohtani just beat him out. My God, this guy's just like, he's a cyborg. I honestly think, all this AI talk going around, I think Ohtani's a robot. I'm starting to think that. I don't think he's real. I don't think he's a real human being. I think he's an actual cyborg. I think he's a robot. I'm just saying, I don't get this guy. Power, pitching, he's got speed. I'm just saying, man. Anyway, but the Royals yesterday, actually a really fun win for the Royals. They had a huge 5-run ninth inning, and the one thing that I have been a little worried about with the Angels was the bullpen. The bullpen, I'm not a big fan of the Angels bullpen, and Quijada, he was in 2-run lead, and he gave up a 5 spot. Kyle Isbell had an RBI triple. It actually looked like a home run, but they reviewed it. They called it a triple. Olivares had a base hit that tied it. There was a hit by pitch that scored another run. Dozier, base hit, scored 2 more. And that was it. Royals win that one yesterday, 11-8. On Friday, speaking of Ohtani, he's a robot. He 7 innings, no runs allowed, 11 Ks. I'm just saying, everyone, he's not real. I don't think Ohtani's real. I think he's one of these. I think Major League Baseball, they dove into the AI department and they just said, all right, make us a player. Please just make the best player ever. And here's Shohei Ohtani. So, next series, what do we got here? Like I said, Angels and the A's. And we got the Royals and the Diamondbacks coming up next. So I'm about halfway through. So I'm going to go check a couple of the super chats that I missed. Where are those super chats? We had a couple from Michael Yench. What do we got here? So Michael Yench, you said earlier, I forgot Joe Musgrove is back. Yes, we're going to talk about the Padres in just a little bit. You know what, actually? Because because of that super chat, I'm going to talk about the Padres really quick before we take a quick break. But yeah, Michael Yench, it's just the Padres, they're getting their guys back. They're starting to look like more of a full team now. And hey, hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully he's not going to, hopefully the toe won't be an issue for him, throughout the year. But your next super chat said, Robbie, how do you feel about the Oakland A's situation? It's, I'm one of those where I like to see the pros and the cons. I think it's going to be good in the end because no one's going to the A's games. They obviously needed a new stadium. I mean, we can all agree on that. But I just think the city of Oakland, they just weren't really getting a lot of attendance. But then again, it's kind of, it's deflating when they're not going out and, spending money on guys. But they had so many teams where they just moneyball teams. I hate to, bring up that movie all the time with the A's, but they just had so many good teams like that where they just developed guys and just made these low-key, just great trades that brought in just talent. But in the end, I think just Oakland, the city of Oakland, they just couldn't figure it out, and I don't know. I think they had to make this move. I honestly think Vegas is, I'm sorry, Oakland fans. I mean, I don't know if this is going to push some buttons here, but I do think Vegas is going to be a better city overall for the franchise moving forward. It's a town that's hungry for baseball. They got minor league baseball already, and they draw a ton of fans. You just got the Raiders not too long ago. You got the Golden Knights for hockey, and they've been a good hockey team over the years. I think this is just a city that's really ready to just embrace being a three-sport town. I think it's going to be good for them overall. I think it's financially going to be a better move for just everyone involved. It's sad though for Oakland because they've had just so much history, right? Like so many just good moments over the years and good teams too. I was just talking about the A's the other night. Man, that 2001 team was gnarly. You had Giambi on that team, Damon, you had Zito, Mulder, Hudson. That was just a nasty team. Tejada, nasty team. I can't believe that team didn't go as far. Man, that team should have gone to a World Series that year. It should have been the A's and the Diamondbacks in that World Series. I'm sorry, but that Oakland team was so good in 2001. Man, but good teams over the years. Just, hey, I think it's just time to move on at the end of the day. If they weren't drawing the fans, they weren't getting the attendance. I'm sure a new stadium would have helped that in Oakland, but there was a lot of factors that were just holding it back, like environmental factors, logistical factors. In the end, they just didn't get it done. So the city of Oakland, they're definitely salty about it. KD, Canseco, and McGuire, that 89 team, man, really good teams for Oakland, man. That's just tough. That's tough. But hey, with me, I definitely like things to be freshened up every once in a while. I'm excited to see how they approach this Vegas team. What are the jerseys going to look like? What's the stadium? I'm sure the stadium is going to look phenomenal. Like, I'm actually really excited that, 2028 probably, so 5 years. I bet that stadium is going to be nuts. I mean, look at the stadium that they made for the Raiders. That stadium is crazy. Man, I bet they make a really good ballpark for them. Will they still be the A's? Will they just change the name completely? I would think they're just going to be the A's. But in the end, I think it's going to be really good. I'm sure they're going to spruce up the jerseys a little bit. They're probably going to mix more, I would think, more gold in it. Could they mix in maybe kind of like pay homage to like the maybe some Raider colors in there? Maybe, you know, get some black involved in there. I don't know. I think it's going to look pretty cool. I think the jerseys will end up looking pretty neat, honestly. So anyway, it's a sad day. You know, it's a sad time for Oakland, but at least you still got a few more years. Who knows? Maybe Oakland can win 20 games in a row in the next, you know, month, and they can bounce back into the playoff hunt. Who knows? Anyway, let's move on here. I do want to go over tonight's sponsor, everyone. Let's just take a quick break. I will talk about the Padres coming up next. Michael Yanks, I will definitely credit those super chats for you, my friend. Thank you so much. Padres coming up here in just a moment. But I do want to go over tonight's sponsor, and that is Sorare Fantasy Baseball. So Sorare, honestly, I'm not just saying this because it's a sponsor of the show, but it actually has been pretty enjoyable to be playing this kind of fantasy baseball. A lot of you are used to just playing ESPN, CBS, whatever it may be. But Sorare is just a different form of fantasy baseball. If you were into the cards, you know, growing up, like Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I think you really might enjoy Sorare Fantasy Baseball, because that's what it is. You're collecting cards, digital cards. To get started, the link is down below in the description. It's completely free to get started. So here's the team that I put onto the field for this past weekend's tournament. And actually, just showing you what cards I have. This is my roster as of right now. So over the last few weeks, I have been playing in tournaments. And even if you participate in a tournament, you will earn cards that will end up beefing up your team. So last week, I actually pulled a Xander Bogaerts card. He's been really good this year. I love me some Xander Bogaerts. I still cry myself to sleep every single night. But I pulled a Jake McCarthy a couple of weeks ago. I pulled a Drew Smith. I pulled a Jack Sawinski as well. But overall, you draft your team first off, and that's when you can start to earn cards. You could also buy cards if you really wanted to. But right now, my team, I got Shane McClanahan, Chris Sale, Dustin May as my starters. I got Kendall Graveman as a reliever. I got Nate Lowe, first base, and Torkelson as well. We got Trey Turner. We got Volpe. We got Judge. We got Yoshida, who had himself a good game today. I did not play Yoshida this week, and I am kicking myself. I got Bogaerts from the tournament last week, and I'm like, okay, I got to play Bogaerts. And that was a tough mistake. Anyway, but right now, I'm playing in the minors tournament. So that's more of a tournament, because there's a bunch of different tournaments that you can play in. So if I pull up all the different tournaments, you can play in the minors. I can play in the common all-star. You can just do training. But there are tournaments when you start earning better cards, because there's different forms of cards. So if you played Yu-Gi-Oh, there were like different types of cards that you could earn, like ultra rare cards, secret rare cards. That's kind of the same thing with Sorare. Like, you can earn limited cards, rare cards, super rare cards, unique cards. So right now, with what I have, I'm just competing in the minors mainly, just until I can get a better squad. But overall, last week, or this past weekend, I'm not placing great. I'm in the bottom half. I'm ranking 14,478th out of just under 24,000 people. So for next week, I'm going to set my lineup with all of you right now, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. So I'm going to do the minors tournament. So I'm going to stick with Shane McClanahan. Or honestly, maybe I could, I'm going to go Chris Sale. He looked really good in his last start. I'll go Chris Sale in this one. That might be a little risky. I'll stick with Kendall Graveman as my reliever. I'll stick with Lowe as my corner infielder. Middle infielder, sticking with Trey Turner. Got to stick with Aaron Judge as my, or you know what? I don't know. No, I'll stick with Aaron Judge. You can't not put him in the lineup. For my extra hitter, I'm gonna see if Yoshida stays hot. I'll go with him. And I'll go with McClanahan as my flex. So that's my team for next week. And we'll see what kind of card I can pull when the tournament is officially over tonight. So, but yeah, everyone, go check out Sorare Fantasy Baseball. Link is down below in the description. Again, it's completely free to get started. Go draft yourself your team. It's completely free. So go have some fun. Go see if you can beat me in next week's Minors tournament. Based off of my results this past weekend, that might be pretty easy to do to beat me. So moving on here, everyone. Moving on. Let's get to the Padres and the Diamondbacks. Here we go. But yeah, the Padres, they looked way better in this series. Way better. You know, you saw Fernando Tatis Jr. come back recently, and hey, he homered. First time back in this series on, that was, I believe, what was that, Saturday night? Was that Saturday night he homered? Or was that Thursday? I don't know where he is. I lost him in my notes. Oh, well, anyway. But as for today, it was the Matt Carpenter show today. Look at Matt Carpenter today. He went 3 for 3, home run, a couple of doubles, drove in 5. Man, Darvish did get the start today. He was looking really good. 5 2/3, 2 hits, only gave up a run, 5 Ks, but he left with a cramp. So, my goodness, can the Padres just stay healthy, please? Cronenworth, he looked really good in this one as well. In the end, Padres, they get back to 500. Good win for them today. But on Friday, the Diamondbacks, they really took it to the Padres. They won that game 9-0. Zach Gallen, man, Zach Gallen has been looking really good. He went 7 strong in that game, 2 hits, struck out 11. Oh, Zach Gallen, could he win a Cy Young this year? Man, going into last year, I remember I'm thinking Zach Gallen has got to be like on the cusp. And it looks like he has figured it out now. He's one of the top pitchers in the game. On Friday, or that was Friday night, sorry. Gabriel Moreno, he had 3 RBIs there. Ketel Marte, 3 for 5 with a couple of ribbies. Perdomo, 2 for 4, a couple of RBIs there. Geraldo Perdomo, gotta like it. And then yesterday, the Padres won that one 5-3. Joe Musgrove had his first start of the season since breaking his toe before the start of the season, but he went 5 strong, 3 earned, 6 Ks. Oh, and that was the game Tatis hit the home run yesterday. First home run of the season. The Diamondbacks, they were making it interesting. Christian Walker had a 2-run shot in the 3rd inning that made it 3-2. But Ha-Sung Kim, couple of RBIs in the 6th inning. That gave the Padres the lead. Cronenworth added on in the 8th inning. And that was all she wrote for the Diamondbacks. But overall, it was a good series for the Padres. This Diamondbacks team had been playing some decent baseball. But it looks like the Padres, they're just about ready to go on a run. And I'm pretty intrigued to see how they look moving forward. But let's move on to the Cubs and the Dodgers. This was a fun one. I remember coming into this series. Well, they also played another series not too long ago. But, you know, just seeing Bellinger, Dodgers, that's just always going to be fun. But a lot of offense in this series. A lot of offense. I'm going to break this down the best I can. Well, let's start off with today. Kershaw, he looked really good. Not a whole lot of offense for the Cubs. Kershaw picked up his 4th win of the season. 6 innings, 3 hits, 6 Ks. Mookie Betts, the next greatest shortstop, I guess. Mookie Betts is looking quite smooth at short. He had a 2-run shot today. Had a double as well. He drove in 4. Max Muncy is hitting home runs all over the place. What the heck is going on with Max Muncy right now? I mean, what in the world? He had a bit of a tough time last year. But let's go talk about Max Muncy here for a second. Like, holy cow. Are you serious right now? He's hitting .254 on base of a .411. He's got 11 home runs right now. 21 RBIs. Max Muncy right now is on pace. I mean, we're like a little like 10% into the season, I believe. So the Dodgers, they're at 23 games. What is that, like 15% maybe? 12%? I don't know. But holy cow, like this guy is on pace to hit like 100 home runs, like Max Muncy. Can we slow down just a smidge? But look at his slugging right now. A .718 slugging. But like I said, you know, look at the year that he had last year. His slugging was a .384. He had a down year last year, but he's picking it up, man. Really good start for him. But he's just demolishing everything. Marcus Stroman for the Cubs, did have his 1,000th strikeout in this one, but he gave up 5 earned over 5 innings. But going back to Friday, the Cubs, they put up a lot of runs on Friday. Drew Smyly actually had a perfect game going until him and the catcher collided in the 8th inning. It was pretty comical, honestly, but it was just a bummer just seeing how his perfect game just ended like that. But he ended up finishing with a line of 7 2/3, only give up a hit, and 10 strikeouts. What a great game for Smyly. But the Cubs offense was just going crazy in that one. 13 runs scored. Bellinger, he homered again against the Dodgers, had a double. Mancini went 3 for 5 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Patrick Wisdom is off to a really good start this year. 2 for 5 with a home run, 3 RBIs. Suzuki added in a couple more RBIs. Nico Horner, he drove in 4 as well. Huge day for the Cubs offense on Friday. Saturday, though, the Dodgers ended up winning this series. And they had a great game for the offense on Saturday. They won that one 9-4. James Outman right now, listen, I told all of you, he was my Rookie of the Year pick. This dude's going crazy. He's hitting .311, a 400 on base, an OPS of 1.103, 7 homers, 19 RBIs. I'm just saying, like, I've watched this guy. This is a guy, when I've watched highlights of him, simple swing, athletic, just does everything well. Like, I don't know. He's just a smooth player. Like, I just really like James Outman a lot. He had a very small sample size last year, but it was a really good sample size. I'm just saying, man, James Outman, this guy's been huge. And I think the Dodgers honestly saw that as well. They didn't really go after like any like big bats in the offseason. You know, sure, they brought in JD Martinez. They brought in some other guys like Peralta. You know, they brought in Hayward as well. But I think they thought to themselves, you know what, this Outman kid, he's going to be really good for us. So we won't go crazy trying to spend money on bats. But Shohei Ohtani, could he be a Dodger eventually? I wonder with Shohei Ohtani. I wonder, you know, where will he end up? I don't know. I just feel like if the Angels don't get this together, I just feel like there's such a strong chance that he ends up leaving. I don't know. I think the Dodgers are going to be strong. I just wonder about, like, are the Giants ever going to be able to land a guy? I mean, man, could the Arson Judge situation be a blessing in disguise? You know, actually, Ken Rosenthal wrote an article. If you haven't caught that, go read it. It's pretty solid. It talks about Aaron Judge, like what ended up leading up to him re-signing with the Yankees. It kind of went into detail about like phone calls made and blah, blah, blah. Good article written by Ken Rosenthal. I'm not the biggest fan of The Athletic, but overall, Ken Rosenthal, really good article there. But honestly, I don't think the Giants, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really going to, you know, discredit the Giants in that whole situation. I think they did what they had. They went very hard after the guy, and he just went back to the Yankees in the end. But can they land Ohtani? I would think they're going to be big players for Ohtani. I don't know. Anyway, could he be a Dodger? Could he be a Giant? Could he go back to the Angels? Could he be a Met? I don't know. But let's talk about the Dodgers. So Outman had a good game. Muncy, like I'm just mentioning with Muncy, 2 home runs yesterday, 3 RBIs. Dustin May, pretty solid start, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 earned. Just a good series for the Dodgers this past weekend. This is another team that's still kind of like the Padres. Like, they're kind of getting themselves together. They just haven't really looked their best so far, but I think it's just a matter of time before the Dodgers, they just start playing some really good baseball. So up next for the Dodgers, they got the Pirates, and next up for the Cubs, they got the Padres. But I do want to talk about the Pirates. But I'm actually gonna jump in to the Orioles and the Tigers. Why? Because, well, Drew Smyly was throwing a perfect game this past weekend, and Eduardo Rodriguez, an old friend, he had a no-hitter going today. I think he was actually going with a perfect game. He looked really good today, Eduardo Rodriguez. He's looking great. In the end, he ended up losing it, gave up a base hit, but overall he went 7 strong, 1 hit allowed, struck out 6. So Erod, he's been doing really well. Remember last year, went AWOL at one point, but he's been looking really good for the Tigers. Pretty funny, actually. It was Eduardo Rodriguez against Grayson Rodriguez today. The battle of the Rodriguezes. But G-Rod, he looked pretty good too. 5 innings, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, didn't go up any runs. The Tigers, they had the lead in the 8th thanks to a sac fly from Torkelson. But Santander, he responded with an RBI double to tie it up. And then a wild pitch by Mason Englert. Adam Frazier ended up scoring in the bottom of the 10th. And that gave the Orioles the win. Actually, Adam Frazier was involved in a couple of walk-off situations this past weekend. On Friday, it was a close game. Austin Hayes, 7th inning home run. But then the Tigers ended up tying it in the 9th thanks to a Javier Baez base hit. There's another disappointing player this year. But then Adam Frazier involved in another walk-off. He had just a ground ball to first base. Ryan Mountcastle, he beat the throw home, and the Orioles won it. The Orioles, once again, they're just a scrappy team. I'm kind of kicking myself for maybe not picking the Orioles, a bit more. I thought there was going to be a good season for them coming into this year, but they're exceeding it. I'll tell you right now, Out of the Park Baseball 24, I did a lot of simulations on there, and they really liked the Orioles. So could the Orioles? I would not be surprised if the Orioles win a wild card spot. I would not be surprised at all. But on Saturday, Kyle Gibson, he pitched really well for the Orioles. 6 1/3, 11 strikeouts. Kyle Gibson, man, put on a show. Big 3rd inning for the Orioles on Saturday. Rushman with an RBI base hit. Ramon Urias, he cleared the bases with a double. Easy win for the Orioles on Saturday. So coming up next for the Orioles, we got my Red Sox. I'm excited for that. Chris Sale pitching in the first one. And for the Tigers, they got the Brewers. So what better game to dive into than my Red Sox? My goodness, what a good win for them today. I was not feeling very good at one point in this one. If you didn't watch this or you didn't catch the highlights of this, you're probably thinking, well, they won 12-5. It looks like a pretty easy win. No, this was actually pretty close. But in the end, the Red Sox won the series. 3rd straight series win for the Red Sox since getting swept by the Rays. I'm not gonna lie, I was down in the dumps after that Rays sweep, but the Red Sox, they've gotten it together the last 3 series. But as for today, Corbin Burnes got the start. I don't know what's going on with Corbin Burnes this year. Corbin Burnes is not looking the same. Now remember with the Brewers and the Corbin Burnes, they had the arbitration thing, right? They were not seeing eye to eye when it came to the arbitration, but Corbin Burnes this year, I don't know. He just is not looking like the same Corbin Burnes that we've been seeing. Just the command isn't quite there. I feel like his stuff is not looking it's good, but I feel like, I don't know. Last couple of years, he's just looked so much better. I was just watching him today, and I'm like, I don't know. He doesn't look like the same sharp Corbin Burnes. ERA at a 4.55. Through 5 games. He did all right today. He wasn't bad. He went 5 innings, but I mean, in the end, he just wasn't really a game changer for the Brewers today. So he struck out 5. He walked 3. Let me actually pull up Corbin Burnes here on Fangraphs. Let's see. What is the FIP looking like? I mean, ERA doesn't look great, but let's see what the FIP looks like. So coming into today, the FIP was at a 4.77. I don't know. That was one thing. I feel like Corbin Burnes, I feel like his command last year wasn't as sharp as it was the year prior. And this year, I don't know. I don't know. Control doesn't look very good with him. But speaking of command and control, how about Brian Bayo? He got the start in this one. And he was got off to a bumpy start, and then he settled in, and then the 5th inning came, and then it was a bumpy 5th inning for him. So the Red Sox, they jumped out to a 3-0 lead. They had a couple of sac flies, an RBI walk, but the Brewers chipped away. Brian Anderson, he had a home run. Yelich had an RBI base hit. Adames had a sac fly that ended up tying it in the 3rd. But then Caleb Ort, man, I don't like Caleb Ort. I'm sorry. I know he got a pickoff on the Angels last week at second base. That was like a huge pickoff, but Caleb Ort scares the crap out of me. He's not doing it for me. I don't know. I don't know. He's starting to lose my support. Caleb Ort, please. You're losing my support. Do you get it? Because it's O-R-T. And never mind. Anyway, but moving on. But he gave up the lead in the 7th. It was 4-3 after a wild pitch. But the Red Sox absolutely exploded in the 8th inning. Justin Turner, representing us Gingers extremely well, hit a home run to tie it. Yoshida. Oh, I'm not going to stop with Yoshida here. Yoshida homered. He made it 5-4. Connor Wong, couple of RBIs on a base hit. I actually tweeted out. I don't know what it was. I just had a feeling with Connor Wong. He came up to the plate, and I actually tweeted out, I think Connor Wong is going to do some damage here. About 30 seconds later, Connor Wong with a couple of RBIs on a base hit. I'm just saying. I don't know. When I got a feeling about something, I'm pretty good about it. But Justin Turner, he came up again. He walked in a run. They made it 8-4. And then Yoshida with the big blow. Grand slam. Second home run of the inning. Absolutely fantastic. That was great. But huge win for the Red Sox today. You know who was huge, though, in this series was Rowdy Tellez. I need to talk about Rowdy Tellez here for a second. This guy needs to cut this out. My goodness. Look at the numbers with Rowdy Tellez against the Red Sox. This is stupid. Look at his splits. Against the Red Sox in his career, he is hitting over 37 games. He's hitting .336 with a .423 on base, a .764 slugging, 14 home runs, 29 RBIs. What in the world? Like, this guy goes crazy against the Red Sox. He had a couple of home runs in this series against them. Man, I don't know what it is. He just kills them. But on Saturday, he really came through for them. Brewers won that one 5-4. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Tellez, like I said, he homered a couple of times. He had a home run in the 3rd that made it 3-0. The Red Sox did chip away a couple of times. You know, Yu Chang homered. Rafael Devers had a big home run. But in the end, the Red Sox fell short of the Brewers on Saturday. But on Friday, the Red Sox picked up a really solid win. Alex Verdugo. I think it's time we got to start talking extension with Alex Verdugo. I'm just saying. He went 2 for 5 on Friday, home run and a double. Pivetta was okay. He went 5 2/3, 7 hits, 3 earned. But Winkowski, listen, everyone. Are you listening? Are you listening? I'm going to say this. I tweeted this out the other day. I actually had a couple of people that just like kind of got like offended about it. Like just got like, oh, like, I don't know. Like they just did not like the tweet that I said. I tweeted out that the Red Sox have officially won the Andrew Benintendi trade because we got Josh Winkowski back in the trade. It was kind of a joke almost. I had a couple of guys like, man, like calling me like a Heim Bloom lover. I mean, I do like Heim Bloom. What can I say? But I got called a what did he call me? Some guy called me a Heim Bloominati. Bloominati? Is that how you say? Yes, he called me a Heim Bloominati. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? I'm just saying Josh Winkowski's just looking really good. I mean, to be completely honest with you, Alex Verdugo, he was good with the Royals. And but the Royals didn't get anywhere. And then he got traded to the Yankees. The 3 prospects that the Royals got back aren't doing anything in the minor leagues. So I'm just saying. And then the Mets, they didn't really get anything in that. I think they got Khalil Lee. I think that's what it was. But he hasn't really done all that much. So I'm just saying, Josh Winkowski is doing great for the Red Sox this year. So I'm just saying, I think the Red Sox win that Andrew Benintendi trade. So anyway, but good series for the Red Sox overall. Good series. And it's nice to see them winning series. I was like kind of after that Rays series, I'm like, man, can we please not get back into habits from last year? But I'm liking the way this Red Sox team is looking so far. Again, it's still early, you know. You got the Padres who are 12-12. We just looked at the Dodgers earlier. They're 1 game over 500. But, honestly, I was, I don't know, a little surprised about the Brewers, to be honest. I thought, I don't know, they looked really bad here today. Like, they kept it close there for a little bit. But, I don't know, just to see him give up that spot in the 8th. I'm not a big fan of their bullpen. Like, I love Devin Williams at the back, but Matt Bush looked terrible today. He just came in and he didn't have it at all. I don't know, man. But the Brewers, I think the Brewers are going to be fine. So, for the last series, I've saved the best story for last. And that's the Pittsburgh Pirates. Locked On Pirates. Where are you at? Are you here? Locked On Pirates. I hope you're here. But man, the Pirates are fun. They're looking great. Hey, Stark Raving Sports. If you're a Pirates fan out there, or you just like what the Pirates are doing right now, Stark Raving Sports made a video the other day. I think it's just called The Pirates Are Fun Again. I think. It's a good video. Go watch it. Stark Raving Sports. They do great stuff. But the Pirates get the sweep here this weekend. Vince Velasquez. What in the world is going on with this guy? He is nuts. He has never really, like, he's had like moments. I remember with the Phillies a while back. You know, it looked pretty good at times. Where are the Pirates here? Here we go. Let's go pull up Vince Velasquez. This guy went 7 innings today. 2 hits allowed. And don't give me that like the Reds lineup is like, it's the Reds. No, the Reds lineup has some decent bats in it. They're not a pushover of a team. They got some decent bats. They're not going to be like the best lineup in the league, but they got some guys. But Vince Velasquez, I mean, even his overall, well, this is his numbers coming into today. ERA was at a 5, FIP was at the same, but what the heck, man? Velasquez just pitched a beauty today. He's actually looked really good in his last 3 starts. The first couple of starts he had, against Cincinnati, he pitched against the Reds in the first game of the year. You know, didn't look great. White Sox, he got hit pretty hard. But last start against Colorado looked decent. Against St. Louis, he didn't give up any runs against St. Louis. And then he had a really good game here today. So Vince Velasquez, good little story for the Pirates here. What I'm just really liking about the Pirates, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, they're just getting starts from all of their guys. And their bullpen, right now, Bednar and Holderman are both really good at the back end of the bullpen. Even Dwayne Underwood Jr. has been really good. He got the save on Saturday. Really solid right now. I just really like what the Pirates are doing. Robert Stevenson's been good in the bullpen for the Pirates. Lineup is just getting so many guys contributing right now. But they won today. Hunter Green actually got the start for the Reds today. He actually did look really good. He went 6 strong, gave up 1 earned run, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts. Tough luck loss for him. But in the end, the Pirates did just enough to win today. Andrew McCutchen, RBI, just a double play that drove in a run in the first inning. But Sawinski has also been really good. He has been coming up really big lately. Over the last 7 days, he has been the 10th best offensive player according to Fangraphs. And right now, I mean, he's looking really solid. A 244 average, fine, but his on base is a 357. He's slugging 622, a 152 WRC plus, 5 homers on the year. I mean, these are his numbers coming into today, so these haven't updated yet. But man, really good. Jack Sawinski has definitely been a really solid player for the Pirates so far. But going back in this series, on Friday, the Pirates picked up the win 4-2. Mitch Keller had a good start. Ashcraft pitched okay for the Reds as well. But in the end, the Pirates, they just did enough to win. That's just what they've been doing this year. They've just been playing just good all-around baseball. Matthias had a couple of RBIs on a base hit in the second inning in that game. Senzel had an RBI base hit in the 5th. Matthias again. He reached on an error in the 6th. That scored the Pirates' 3rd run. Carlos Santana, he's been contributing for the Pirates this year. RBI double in the 7th. Connor Joe, he's been a nice surprise this year for the Pirates. He was in my most surprising players video that I posted this weekend, so go check that out. But Connor Joe, he went 3 for 3 in that game with a double. Really liking what Connor Joe's doing. But Saturday, the Pirates win that one as well. The story of that one, Rich Hill. 5 innings, 7 Ks. Look at Rich Hill. Sawinski, a couple of RBIs and a double. That was all the Pirates needed. The Pirates are just getting really good contributions from just everyone right now. But the fun story. Drew Maggi. Who the heck is Drew Maggi? Is it Drew? Is it Maggie or is it Maggi? I'm going to say it's Maggie. But he's been a career minor leaguer. He got called up. He has been in the minor leagues his entire career. And he was with the Twins at one point. But he never got in the game. He was just like a phantom player. He was never really, he wasn't going to see any action at all. It was just like a logistics thing. But he's been in the minor leagues ever since 2010. He's been like all over the place. And he's really not even doing that much in the minors this year. He's basically just there as like a veteran guy in the minor leagues. You know, you're going to see minor league teams. They're going to have these kind of players that are just good veteran guys that are just going to be there for the younger guys. But he's really not doing all that much. He's got 31 AB so far. He's got 6 hits. You know, he's not going to be anything, but it's just a really cool story. He's been in the minor leagues his whole career, and you know, I just like that he's getting a call. It's just a feel-good story. A guy that hopefully, I'm guessing the Pirates he's going to get in the game at some point. I would think he's going to get in the game. He's getting, it's like a story all over the place. The Pirates would be nuts not to put him in the game. I would think they will over the next couple of days. But Brian Reynolds, he went to the bereavement list, and then Ji-Man Choi, he was moved to the 60-day IL to make room for him. So in the end, just a cool story. I love these kind of stories. You know, like this guy he has just grinded his entire career. And just to get a shot, you know, even if it's just to get into the game for just a little bit. He's probably only going to be up with the Pirates just for a couple of games until Brian Reynolds comes back. So, hey, I love it, man. You know, props to this guy. He's been just working his tail off for years. And it was a pretty cool reaction. There's actually, if you go to the Pirates Twitter, let me pull it up here. Let's go to the Pirates Twitter. They actually posted it. Where is it? It's a pretty cool video. Yeah, so he arrived in Pittsburgh today. And he's just like kind of soaking it all in. Like he met with the manager and everything. It was just, could you imagine that? You know, you've been in the minors for so long, you know, and he's 33 years old, you know, just a cool moment. Cool moment, man. He goes up to his, you know, where he's at in the locker room, like his jersey's just hanging. Man, if that were me, like, I just wouldn't even think it's real, you know? What a great moment. But yeah, this was the video itself. Down in the minors, he was having the talk about someone getting called up, and then he ends up revealing that it's him, and it goes up to him in a second. He's just like, he's just like, what's going on? Like, I'm going to the Pirates. He just had no clue what was happening. Like, I think it's hilarious. I mean, come on, you've been one of the boys for like so long. Like, just, you know, you've seen so many guys get called up, and that's what he's there for. He's just like a veteran guy for them. So, just a really cool moment, man. Just soaking it all in. He probably had no clue, like, at all, because he's thinking like, he's hitting under 200 in the minor leagues. He's thinking he's probably not going to go up to the Pirates, but the Pirates, they're having a feel-good season. Hey, whatever. He can play some outfield. Can he play some outfield? I actually don't know that. Or was he an infielder? Oh, he's an infielder. Never mind. Okay, well, whatever. He will get in the game at some point. So, just a feel-good story. You gotta like it. You gotta like it, man. How can you not like that? So, everyone, I'm out of here. I'm going to start to wrap things up tonight. But we do have a super chat here from Francisco Castro. Who can the Dodgers add in the trade deadline? I mean, with the Dodgers, you always have a possibility of being able to add guys. I feel like they're not going to go crazy at the deadline. It's kind of like their offseason. They didn't really go crazy in the offseason. But, you know, obviously if there's an injury somewhere, in their lineup. I'm sure they'll address it that way. They will obviously be a good team in the playoffs. This team could absolutely get to a World Series, but I feel like their starting pitching is a little thin. Sure, you have Urias and Kershaw's been really good. Kershaw's been awesome, man. You got Urias and May and Kershaw. You got Syndergaard, but I wonder if maybe they add like a depth piece for starting pitching. I feel like the bullpen hasn't been amazing so far this year. So could they add another guy? Sure. I could see something like that. I feel like, I don't know if Walker Buehler is going to end up getting back. Could he? Maybe. I would think maybe Buehler is not going to be back until next year. I mean, you are going to get Gonsolin back. Grove is on the IL, and you got Pepio too. I wonder if maybe they go for a pitcher. Maybe they could go for like a platoon kind of a bat. Like I could see something like that, or a reliever as well. That would make some sense if you're the Dodgers. Michael Yanks, you had a super chat earlier as well. Future Padre Shohei Ohtani. I mean, hey, look out for the Padres too. Remember, they were really going hard after Aaron Judge. They went hard after Trey Turner as well. They ended up landing Xander Bogaerts, but they're definitely still connected with Ohtani, according to the rumors out there. So, not going to be surprised at all if the Padres jump in on the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes. So, everyone, I'm out of here. I'm going to start to wrap things up. I got to work in the morning. I am 5 weeks away until summer vacation. I can smell it, everyone. I can smell it. Everyone, before I get out of here, if you can, hit that like button for me. The like goal tonight was 100. Did we hit our goal for the night? We're at 89 likes, everyone. If you can help us get to 100, I will absolutely love you. Hit the bell notification as well. Share the stream if you can. But everyone, like I said, next week, power rankings are back. Be here next Sunday night. We're going to start doing the power rankings. I'm excited for everyone to start yelling at me and just saying how terrible of a, baseball mind that I am. I can't wait for all the negativity. It's going to be great. Also, everyone, like I said, we are partners here with Sorare. Click the link down below in the description. Go ahead and draft your team. It's absolutely free to get started. We are partners here as well with BetOnline. Use the code BLEAV, BLEAV. You get a 50% welcome bonus. And don't forget, we are partners with SeatGeek as well. Use the code Hyde and you get $20 off, along with Prize Picks. If you're into the sports betting, go check out Prize Picks. You get a 100% deposit match. Use the code GINGER. If you deposit $20, they'll give you $20. Everyone, I'm out of here. I'm going to get out of here. I'm tired. I'm starting to fall asleep over here. Have yourself a great night, everyone. Have a good week coming up. Have a good week. Have yourself a solid week. Get yourself a good night's sleep tonight. Get some breakfast. Start your week off well tomorrow. And everyone, I'll probably be back here tomorrow night. We're going to be talking whatever's going on in the world of baseball tomorrow night. Doing some post games. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to try and start doing that Sunday through Thursday. Sundays now are going to be power rankings. So, obviously I'll be doing post game stuff on Sunday night, but that will mix in with the power rankings. But so Monday through Thursday, we'll do the post games. We'll see how those go. See if it'll end up being a long-term thing. But have yourself a great night, everyone. I'm out of here, and I'll talk to you next time.